Welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. I'm Eric, and we're doing a lot of grilling today because we put this grill together and kind of made you guys watch it. So we're going to show all the food we're going to do on it. So we're going to be doing today some grilled chicken breasts, and then we're going to put some rub on them, and we're going to put a pineapple rum glaze on them. So why don't you join us as we cook some grilled chicken breasts with some rum pineapple glaze. So we're going to make the glaze real quick for a couple of reasons. One is we're going to be putting on the chicken after only maybe a couple of minutes, so you don't have time to make it later. And also we want to have it cool off just a little bit so it can thicken up. So we're going to heat up to a syrup and then let it thicken a little bit while we're making the rub. So let's get started. We have a all-clad little saucepan on this Camp Chef stove right here. We're still outdoors, obviously. It's nice weather, it's a nice night. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the quarter cup or half a stick of butter on here. And the pan's already warm. We have a quarter cup of light brown sugar packed. So I love these, right? Quarter cup of everything. We have a quarter cup of pineapple juice. We have the juice from one lime. And we have a quarter cup of dark rum. I'm just going to kind of stir it together. And I got this kind of on like a medium heat right now. I just want to go ahead and let the stuff get melted. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn it down. So I still have this on a medium heat, and we're going to heat it until it starts to bubble. It's going to boil, and we're just going to want it to simmer a little bit while it reduces just a little bit. So I just want to show you that it is bubbling, but it is still very liquidy. So we're going to reduce it a little bit. It'll start thickening up. So I'm just going to make a really quick slurry using 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and a little bit of the dark rum. The idea is I want a thickening agent, and I'm afraid I'm going to evaporate some of this glaze out before it gets to the point where it wants to, thicken and stuff. So we're just doing this real quick. Just gonna go ahead and put it in there a little bit at a time. Got it all stirred in there. And then we'll bring this back to kind of like a simmer. And then we should be able to take off the heat. And then the cornstarch should do its job. Alrighty. Go ahead. Take off the heat here. Keep stirring this. And it definitely feels like a syrup now. So it looks like that cornstarch did its job there. Definitely wasn't getting that before. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and make the rub for the chicken. We're going to get the chicken on the grill, and then we'll need this in just a few minutes. Okay, first of all, we are making a rub now with no added salt. So we brined our chicken earlier, and I don't want to control the salt at this point. I'll season the taste later. So this is going to make about a cup of rub. We're going to add 1/3 of a cup of chili powder. We're going to add 1/4 of a cup of just regular white granulated sugar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of onion powder and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. We're going to have just a little bit of heat. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of some cayenne. And for an interesting savory twist, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried cilantro. And then we're just going to go ahead and stir this all up. And now we're ready to add this to our chicken. All right, so we've got some chicken that I brined for a couple hours using a really basic brine recipe, and got the grill all up to temperature. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on the skin side. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast. You obviously can use anything you want. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of rub on here. And then we'll just go ahead and fling that on. We'll go ahead and get this going. Pull it a little faster. I just want to minimize flare-ups here since I am going to use direct heat. My goal here is we're going to grill this guy for maybe 2 minutes or so, and then we're going to flip it and put our first glaze on. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and flip these bad boys over. The grill back on now, or the grill cover, should I say. All right, time for third and final flip here. Amy likes to cook this stuff until it's dang near killed. A lot of caramelization, unfortunately, from the sugars and stuff. That's the only risk. It's gonna taste kind of like blackened chicken to a degree. I'm just putting a little dab on. And it's just going to be on for a couple more minutes here. Most of the chickens have chicken pieces have reached temperature of at least 175 degrees. Amy personally likes hers close to 180. I like mine a little bit under that. So I'm going to be pulling this probably in the next minute or so. You guys can cook yours however you want. Recommended would be somewhere between 160, 165, because food safe would be 160. If you let your chicken rest, say with foil, tent it on a plate and wait at least 5 to 10 minutes before serving. Should come up a couple more degrees. Because I did brine this, it does cook a little faster than it does if I don't brine them. And cooking time can be, you know, for a 6-ounce piece of chicken can be 12 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes, and how much of a temperature you want. But you need to check your temperatures frequently, or have a probe in it at all times, and then you can kind of get a read as it's cooking, so you don't overdo it. I had a good feel for how long this was going to take out here, so luckily I didn't kill anything just yet. So a couple more minutes and we're going to get this plated. All right, and now the fun part, right? The part where we get to eat. So we got the chicken we just made. Amy made some cilantro lime rice on the side, so we'll make a video on that in the future, but it's always tasty. And then of course there's the pineapple that we sliced earlier in the day and just grilled up. So now it's time for eating. Well, I don't need a fork when it comes to eating chicken, right? So you got the rub, which is kind of savory, and then you got a lot of sweetness from the glaze, so it offers a real good taste there. So I'm giving that a thumbs up. Here's some pineapple. Gotta do it right. That's good. And I took some of the juice from the chicken. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's really horrible, right? So, I say this is definitely tasty. The chicken is great. The sauce, if you want to make like, I don't know, 3 times or even 4 times the sauce, and I don't know what it is. It wasn't thickening for me, so I kind of cheated and used a little cornstarch as a, thickening agent, and that did the trick. So as long as you mix it with some of the rum so you don't weaken the flavor, no harm, right? So that goes good. I'd say with extra sauce, besides drinking it is really good, you can pour it over a lot of good things. Glazing chicken is one thing, but if you keep it a little thinner so it's not a glaze, then you can pour it over rice directly or over all kinds of things. So I definitely give that 2 thumbs up. So now the hard part, right? Gotta go now. So if you like this recipe, subscribe below and give us a thumbs up and a like. And visit our website at amylearnstocook.com, and we're on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook. Yum yum. Oh no! I'm gonna commit suicide. Now that's good.